Alright, guys, hold tight because we've got a story today that's really going to shake things up. We're diving into the latest uproar, ignited by none other than Tim Allen, the comedian who's been shaking up the Hollywood landscape for years. Now, you know, the guy who's never afraid to speak his mind about the empire of woke. Yep, he's back with another bombshell, and it's got everyone buzzing.
First of all, he wants to know what the face of woke look like, and here's what I picture. These trolls that hide behind their computer or their screens and their laptops and their keyboards, because those are the people that complain the most, those whose faces we do not see.
So what exactly did Tim Allen do this time to provoke such a strong reaction from the so-called woke Hollywood?
Surprised they haven't, because I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words that really got from my parents.
Yeah.
You know, they said this stuff, and we talked about. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it.
Yeah.
It is an alarming thing for comedians, but my act has really been about family and kids and growing up anyway. But I was going to say, if I do some stuff, the women in my life were whatever political party it was, always they hated the government. Who's going to pay for it? Yeah. They always argued about that over vodka.
Well, let's dig in, and I'll walk you through the whole drama step by step. The latest Twitter storm to begin with. If you've ever spent any time online, you already know Tim Allen isn't the kind of guy to keep his thoughts to himself. I mean, he's the guy who drops a tweet that shakes the internet, sits back, and watches as everything explodes. Seriously, and this time it was no different, right? Tim's latest tweet questioned what the face of woke looked like. He humorously described it as those anonymous keyboard warriors who live behind their screens, always ready to complain but never revealing themselves. Talk about poking the bear. This statement, as you might expect, created a massive uproar, not only on Twitter, but across various social media platforms.
Last Man Standing, congrats on this.
Oh, thanks very much.
I watched it when it was on ABC,
right.
And then all of a sudden it wasn't on ABC.
Tell the 300 of the crew and everybody the same thing. We're all going, this is the best show I've ever been on. What? We're off the air. We all thought we were at the top of their game at ABC. Who knows how networks work? I don't know, but it was
People just couldn't handle it. Individuals who thrive on outrage rushed to cancel Tim, demanding his head on a social media platter. It was wild. And, well, you know, Tim's not really the guy who shies away from this kind of backlash. In fact, he almost welcomes it, as if saying, bring it on. It's kind of incredible how he manages to keep going, even loving the thrill of challenging the norm.
On the show, but I'm dressed as Santa Claus. So he's doing the same look to me. He's going, oh man, I'm a fan. But I'm under 7 feet of makeup, and I was like a kid.
Poking the bear, but let's take a step back. This isn't the first time Tim Allen has made headlines for challenging the status quo. Whether you've seen him on screen or follow his candid social media rants, you know he loves to push boundaries. Take, for example, his trip to Disneyland. Yeah, the happiest place on earth, right? Well, Tim managed to whip up some controversy even there. He overheard a young teenager declare himself pansexual because he liked skillets. Typical Tim fashion. You know he couldn't resist commenting. The backlash. Oh, it was instant. The woke crowd quickly jumped to label him as insensitive. But to be fair, it was kind of funny. I mean, Tim just has this knack for stirring the pot with humor. Hollywood, though, has never been a fan of Tim Allen's unfiltered nature and his ease-stirring up these controversies.
Did a VIP thing for the vets and went to the Veterans Ball, and so I went to go see Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, I went to the inauguration.
I'm not attacking you.
You get in this town, you got to be real careful around here. You know, you get beat up. If you don't believe what everybody believes, this is like 30s Germany. I don't know what happened. If you're not part of the group.
It seems like they can never really handle someone who's willing to ask the tough questions others won't touch. Hitting the screen's last man standing. Now let's talk TV. Remember when ABC canceled Tim's hit show Last Man Standing? If you didn't know, it was actually one of the network's top-rated TV shows, and yet it vanished almost overnight. Why? Well, according to many, it seemed like it was because Tim dared to present a conservative character that audiences actually liked. Shocking, I know. Tim often spoke out about how it felt like a slap from left-leaning networks. His portrayal of a likable conservative standing in today's entertainment industry sparked heated debates. The show's cancellation caused a huge stir, and Tim didn't hold back. He openly spoke about how networks just hide away from anything remotely politically incorrect or conservative in this case. But here's the best part. Fox came to the rescue. Yep, they picked up Last Man Standing, giving it a new lease on life. This move actually was an unexpected twist in the tale and showed everyone that Tim wasn't going anywhere. Fans rejoiced, and Tim hailed the decision to keep the show alive. Imagine that, right?
Talk about the book he wrote.
Yeah.
You know, and then what I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing, and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah. Wow.
So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, but just don't say it. And I said, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but they take it out of context and put it on Twitter or put it on Facebook.
I'm surprised they have.
Santa and Controversy, a Christmas special. And then there's that other project of Tim's that's noteworthy, The Santa Clauses, available on Disney+. This show has also seen its fair share of controversy. Alan, who's long been synonymous with the iconic role of Santa, found himself facing the wrath of the Twitter mob once again. In the series, Tim's character makes a quip about the Merry Christmas greeting, which some saw as overtly political. Really though, a Christmas show, with a Christmas joke. Leading voices on social media were quick to jump in, calling it divisive. Again, it's like repeated efforts to silence his voice. Which, if we're being honest, tends to ruffle feathers pretty often. It didn't end there. A podcaster even pointed out how everything Tim said was seen as politically charged. The truth is, folks, Tim thrives under this pressure, and the more they try to label him, the more determined he seems to become. It's a fascinating cycle.
Do you still enjoy stand-up, my friend, as much as you did in the early days?
There's moments that it's more. It reminds me of my anarchist background.
Let's address the topic we've been skirting around a bit: cancel culture. For comedians like Tim Allen, navigating through it is like walking through a minefield. Every joke and every word is scrutinized and analyzed. It's as if the whole system is out to silence thought-provoking content. Many artists have succumbed to this pressure, choosing to step back from comedy's bite, but not Tim. In the face of it all, he's kept moving forward, challenging the very narrative trying to contain him. It's bold, it's refreshing, and in many ways, it's totally inspiring. Tim Allen compares cancel culture to high school, a ridiculous environment where people are just waiting to pounce. And despite everything, from Twitter trolls to full-blown attempts to silence him, Tim insists on standing his ground. He's brave enough to keep his integrity intact in the aftermath.
Tim Allen has become synonymous with Santa Claus
I'm in big trouble.
after starring in the 1994 classic film.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all.
So where does this leave Tim Allen and his already colorful career? Well, what we've witnessed is a comedian who's refusing to change, adapt, or bend his convictions just to fit in. Tim Allen is resilient. And let's be real, in today's climate, he's been like a breath of fresh air on a sweltering day. Whether it's through his witty stand-up performances or comical on-screen roles, Tim seems unshaken by efforts to subdue his voice. People either love him or love to critique him, and that's exactly why he stays relevant. At the end of the day, we have to ask, is cancel culture becoming a tool of suppression? Or is Tim Allen really as out of line as some claim? So really, what do you guys think? Is cancel culture taking it too far with Tim Allen? Or is he getting what some feel he rightfully deserves? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so don't hesitate to drop your opinions in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed our dive into the world of Tim Allen, because we've got a lot more stories waiting to unravel. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll catch you in the next one.